So I know this news has been out for a few days now, but I want to cover it specifically and just share a couple of thoughts, not that much, but Aliens.gov. So the government or the White House specifically, I guess they registered for this domain name. It's Aliens.gov and I guess also Alien.gov. So they wanted to cover all their bases, I guess. So what's the purpose of this? It's not active yet. We don't know, but I don't know who it was, but a reporter asked somebody on Trump's team or whatever, like, oh, what's the meaning of this? Maybe it was a press secretary. I don't know, but they just responded. It must have been on Twitter because it was responded with an emoji, like something like, oh, just wait and see, or something like that, and then an alien emoji. And it's like the same alien emoji that Pete Hegseth used when Trump released his, statement on Truth Social. Was that almost a month ago now? That's crazy. But anyway, so what's the purpose of this? Is it going to be where they release all of the maybe documents and potential footage that we haven't seen yet? Maybe some unclassified stuff. I don't know. It's literally just, we can only speculate right now. So yeah, that's really only my thoughts. But one thing I did want to mention, and this kind of like gets on my nerves just a little bit. And I've talked about this before. Maybe I'll get some flack for it. I don't know, but people are again saying like, oh, it's a distraction from the Epstein files. Remember how like when Donald Trump released that thing on Truth Social, was that really a month ago? I feel like it was February 19th. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but I don't know. I remember I was sick with the flu. And once I saw that, I was like so pumped up, like, okay, now we might be getting somewhere. Maybe the whole July 8th thing might be happening. That's a whole other story, but because there's been some recent updates with that. But maybe there's, something coming, right? And I was getting really pumped up because I just want the truth. I want to know, even though I don't trust the government at all to tell us everything. I just want more pieces, more information, because then we can, sort this through and really get to the truth of it rather than just speculating, oh, it's all demons or, this or that or the other. Let's have more information first so we don't have to be so much speculative, but we can actually know for sure, more of the issue. I mean, obviously, I think some of it is spiritual or demonic, whatever, but maybe not all of it. But anyway, so it's a distraction from the Epstein files. I was sick with the flu. And I was so pumped up. I actually went to the gym. Yes, I was careful not to like spread it or anything like that, but I went to the gym and got a really intense workout because I was so fired up, so pumped up. Anyway, and then I get home and I'm like, I can't wait to get online and just see what everybody is saying about this. Like, this is a wonderful day, right, for the UFO community. And then I was so let down because like 95% of every single comment underneath every single video reaction or Facebook post about it, distraction from the Epstein files, distraction from the Epstein files. And, okay. So I already made my point about this before. More than one thing can be true at the same time. You can focus on more than one issue at the same time. And, it's even comical to the point where you can make a Saturday Night Live sketch out of it. You can't go 2 seconds without mentioning the Epstein files. Otherwise, it's just a distraction, or like when the news covers any other topic, in politics or White House stuff related, whatever, nobody's saying, oh, distraction from the Epstein files. There's so many members of government, probably thousands and thousands of people. They all have different tasks. Not every single topic, every single time could be Epstein files related. And no, just because I'm saying that doesn't mean that I'm like, oh, I don't care. My goodness, people, there's like so much, like just people just, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I'm in like the Twilight Zone or something like that. Like just nothing makes sense. But anyway, one more point I wanted to add to that. I'm not sure if I mentioned this last time regarding this whole distraction theory. Trump is not the only person who is, supposedly, I mean, of course, this assumes that he actually is going to release something or have any part to play in actually doing something about this. Because, do you trust the government? I don't. It's still, there is a measure of legit excitement, at least maybe we're moving in the right direction. But nevertheless, it's not just Trump, you guys. My goodness. Okay, so then when the 2023 hearing happened, bombshell allegations, bombshell things were said. 2024, I think that was a massive hearing, even though some people kind of thought that was a dud. The 2025 hearing was really huge, I thought. and unfortunately, the Charlie Kirk thing happened the next day, so that kind of got lost in the news, and I'm not even sure how many people know about it. Well, interestingly, though, I have a guy I work with. I'll be short and brief on this topic, but the guy I work with, we were talking about, like, I had no idea he was in the UFO stuff. And anyway, so we started talking about that because we were talking about Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the movie, Steven Spielberg. And he starts just dumping on me all this stuff, like, oh yeah, I'm really into this topic. I watched all these documentaries and stuff. And then I started talking and mentioning the hearings. And he had no idea about the hearings, not even the 2023 hearing. If anybody knows anything about the hearings, it would probably be the 2023 hearing. But he knew nothing about it. And I was like just dumbfounded by that. But anyway, yeah, so when those things happen, obviously there's other people behind the scenes, even people we don't even know about. They talk about this all the time. Oh yeah, there's all these people behind the scenes working towards disclosure. There's so much going on, and nobody ever has said, oh, it's a distraction from the Epstein files. So, these same people, like Eric Burleson, Tim Burchett, Tim Burchett's actually talked to the president about this. And others, military people, whatever. All these people are saying out loud, hey, we need executive action. We need the president to, allow us to have UAP protections, give us an executive order, whatever. We need that. And everybody in the UAP community is like cheering them on, like, yeah, okay, we need that. Nobody has ever once said, when these people that we cheer on and listen to in podcasts and, respect as whistleblowers and people in the military, etc., nobody has ever said to them, oh, but you're just going to distract from the Epstein files. It's like, guys, put two brain cells together, okay? Many things can be true at the same time. We can have discussions about many things at the same time. And also, these people that you support are saying, we need the president to do this. And then when the president, does half of that, oh, distraction from the Epstein files. We don't care anymore about UAP disclosure. It's like you want to rip your hair out, It could be true that maybe he is trying to use it as a distraction from the Epstein files. I don't really think so. I mean, if so, clearly it's not working because everyone's talking about the Epstein files. It's just so weird in the UFO community. I just never will understand this. But it's like we're so close to getting something, and then now we're like, I don't want it anymore. It's like, and then if you say something, they're like, oh, that means you don't want the Epstein files. You want, whatever has happened in that whole situation. You just don't care. Maybe you even, want to protect the president, if he's implicated in that. It's like, no, guys, my goodness. Just think a little bit, guys. Seriously. But anyway, so yeah, that's just a little, another layer of the onion or whatever. Another opinion that I have about that. It just doesn't make any sense, I mean, just think of all the whistleblowers, just things even recently that are coming out. Jeffrey Nusatelli and Matthew Brown and so many other things. We need something to happen, executive order, whatever. The Epstein file stuff will still live on. And I would even make the point that, if you can split reality or go into a multi or other dimension. No, I'm not saying that stuff is real. I'm just saying if you could. And we can go down one road where Trump never released that thing on Truth Social, or the one that we're living in now, the reality that we're living in now. Would anything have changed with the Epstein files? Would that have played out any different? I really doubt it. I mean, I think that whatever happens with that, it's playing out how it would always play out. I don't think that distracted, anything or changed the course of action with that. So, yeah, I even saw a post today about the whole drone situation, because that's picked back up. And people are like, oh, that's just happening on purpose by the government because they're trying to distract from the Epstein files. It's like, I give up at that point. Yeah, anyway. So, well, guys, what do you think about that? And what do you think this website is going to be? Even if you think it's an Epstein files distraction, what do you think they're actually going to put on there?